DCS. So once the event is over and before the event, people can contact us at DCS and learn more about what's out there for deaf and hard of hearing people. Those who have cochlear implants, we have a wealth of information to share.
Yes, and really, mainly where you can get all the information about deaf events, where to get resources, is really at the offices at Deaf Community Services here in San Diego. That's one of the, I guess you can say, one of the events that we have in our office, is to provide information for our community.
We host various events throughout the year. This is our biggest. The biggest and the one that attracts the most people. Annually, we tend to bring in over 1,500 people. That includes sign language students, students who are studying to become interpreters, parents of deaf children, and so on and so forth.
Yes, and every year it gets better and better. For example, we have Todd Glora, a community member that came yesterday to hand out awards for some of the people that are deaf. So it's a really good experience, you know, for people to come and see and share with us, you know, and receiving different awards.
Okay, so you have a number of events throughout the year, and people can learn about this obviously on your website, and we will be providing information to people that may have questions about how to get in touch with your organization, and you'll be given a telephone number at the end of the show here and a website in which you can get in touch with us. But I see the makings of another television show for the Community Coalition. I hope that you will consider developing your own cable television show for the deaf community.
We would love to.
Well, that's a wonderful thing. I'm sure that people would very enthusiastically welcome you in terms of becoming part of our network. I want to make sure that you get all the important points and about your organization and Deaf Awareness Day. We have a few more minutes here. Are there any other things you'd like to expand upon to make sure the public is aware of?
Well, we're happy to have, obviously, sponsors participate in our events. And as I mentioned earlier, we're open to everyone.
DCS as an organization has been around for a very long time. We are not often well known in San Diego. We're kind of like a well-kept secret. But I want people to know that we're here. We're on 4th Avenue in Hillcrest. We're open from Monday through Friday. People are welcome to come, take a tour of the office, meet us, get to know us better. We welcome the community.
Yes, and I myself remember going to DCS really since I was about 1 or 2, you know, and I would tend to go to a lot of the family events as well. And now I'm 28. Wow. So it's been a very long time, yes.
So where is Deaf Awareness Day going to be held this year?
Yes, it's going to be at Balboa Park, at the Balboa Park Club. And that's where we'll be hosting our event this year.
What time?
And the time will be from 9 in the morning till 5 in the evening. Yeah, so we will be there pretty much all day.
Okay, and this will be on the 2nd of October, 2010.
Yes, it's a Saturday.
Yes,
The
on
7th?
Saturday.
A Saturday.
Is it the 7th or 2nd?
It'll be on the 2nd.
Okay, very good. All right, well, this has really been eye-opening for me. I didn't have any idea that such services were available to the deaf community, and I hope that we can become an intrinsic component in terms of assisting you to get your message out to the rest of the community. This sounds like a very wonderful event. Could you discuss some of the things that, the obstacles that deaf people face? Like recently I just realized it must really be a challenge just to go to the movies.
Oh, wow. I mean, I can give you one example. That, you know, for example, you mentioned just right now going to the movie theater. And sometimes they have the captioning on the screen, but when they have the white lettering, it blends in with the screen itself. So I'll try to find another movie theater where they have, it's a little portable stand that you can place in front of you, It's reflected off a laser light, and most of the time you can read it there on your own personal screen as opposed to watching it on the big screen theater. But the one disadvantage is you have to look down and look up, look down and look up, and you have to be a pretty fast reader for that. So it really takes up a lot more of your time reading the movie as opposed to enjoying the movie. But it takes practice, and eventually you can enjoy the movie.
Technology is not perfect, and many movie theaters still do not show captioned movies. So we're limited on how many movies we can see and when. You can't just go to the movies anytime like you can. Just go ahead and pay for your ticket, sit down with some popcorn, and enjoy the film. We have to check the listings, see when the movie will be captioned, see what time they're going to offer it. Can we go? And he likes what we call the rear window technology. I personally hate it. I found that impossible for me. It's very difficult. The words drop off the screen. I prefer having open captioning directly on the big screen. So they're still working on fixing technology, and I'm hoping that someday Congress will pass a law that requires all movie theaters to provide open captioning.
Yes, we want to go to the movie theaters at any time.
It would be great.
That's a very good point, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk about was the Americans with Disabilities Act. Could you expand on that some and the importance of that?
Well, I've actually given workshops on the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act. My personal frustration with the ADA is it's still not accomplishing what it was intended to achieve within the deaf and hard of hearing community. For example, the provision of interpreters. We have a legal right when we go to see the doctor or the dentist or when we go into the hospital to have interpreters there. But many of them are still resistant in paying for the services.
Yes.
So it's a huge problem for us. Also, if we want to apply for a job, we have to decide, do we want to mention on our resume that we are deaf, or do we want to be silent because we're afraid that if we inform the potential employer, they may discriminate against us and refuse to give us an interview? Or should we go without an interpreter, or just show up with the interpreter and pay for them ourselves and hope that the employer will give us an equal opportunity? Because historically, deaf people have been seriously underemployed. Many of us are on SSI or SSDI because we can't find jobs. It's a huge problem for my agency. And it's unfortunate because many of us have skills, we have potential, we have training and whatnot, but we're not being given a chance. And in this economy, it's even worse now.
Wow. Now that really makes it clear in terms of the challenges that deaf people are facing. And I certainly want to become much more involved in ensuring that this information gets disseminated as widely as possible. And I just really want to thank you for taking the time to come on to this show. I hope that you will be able to come back in the future to expand further on the issues, and perhaps we'll be able to talk about progress being made in these areas in our community. It is very important that all of us work together here in San Diego County to ensure that all of our citizens have the advantage of seeking employment and pursuing human rights and justice. That's what the San Diego County Community Coalition is all about. I want to thank Matthew and Leslie for being my guests today. And I want to encourage the public to join the San Diego County Community Coalition, to become involved with our internet television broadcast. We're broadcasting live right now over the world. We have 2 different channels that are operating right now. And we're encouraging you to participate with us and to follow us during our recordings. We'll be coming on cable television every Sunday at 5 p.m. on Cox Communications. We also have Elise Smith Cooper's show coming on at 6 p.m. Every Sunday, and Laura Thompson's show, Community Artist Connection, comes on at 9:30 on Thursdays. We are hoping that we have at least 10 shows on the air by the end of 2010, and with luck, one of those shows is going to be staffed and produced by deaf people. So I'm going to have to do some arm twisting here, perhaps, to get this young man and young lady here to come aboard. But I hope that we can do that and accomplish that. That will be a wonderful thing to happen. Because we want to keep you in the focal point of the public. I think that people really need to pay closer attention to the issues germane to the deaf community. It's extremely important, and I'm very happy to become aware of this. Please go to the website that will appear at the end of the broadcast and become a member of the San Diego County Community Coalition. We welcome you to become part of our television crews and to volunteer. We have people of all ages and all backgrounds that are members of our crews, and the public is welcome. You can also come aboard and become part of our studio audience should you not want to volunteer to become part of our television crew. We are training citizens, everyday citizens, to become their own media. We're attempting to assuage the huge disparity that we have between real news that's occurring in our community and what the established media is putting out to us. We want to tell the stories of people doing positive stories within the community and making our community a better place for us all to live. It's extremely important that we all become involved. Right now we have a worsening economic situation. We have wars going on. We have a need for symbiotic environmental stewardship. We need to use solar power, thermal energy, wave power, as opposed to fossil fuels. We need to pursue developing weapons of mass construction as opposed to mass destruction. We need to assuage poverty. We need to stand up for the rights of those that have disabilities. So those are the kinds of things that we are focused on here within the San Diego County Community Coalition. My name is Walter Davis, and I really want to thank you very much for joining us this evening, and I hope that you'll come back and watch our shows in the future. We're expanding. We're welcoming you as the public to become part of our organization and to tell your stories. If you know of people in the community that are making a positive difference within our community, please call me. Call me at the end with the telephone number that's going to appear at the end of this broadcast and let me know those stories. Also, if you do want to get in touch with Leslie or Matthew and learn more about Deaf Awareness Day and Deaf Community Services of San Diego, please feel free to call me or email me and go to the website that's going to appear at the end of the broadcast. Thank you very much.